Hey everyone, welcome to the Playback Podcast presented by Car, your weekly podcast featuring America's favorite dancers, hosted by America's favorite road warriors. We are your hosts, Jocelyn, Kristyn, and Julie. And today we are doing our Ultra Battlegrounds episode.
This is the final round. Enter the battleground. Warriors all around. Hear my sacred vow. Ain't gonna stop me now. This is the final round. Enter the battleground. Warriors all around. Hear my sacred vow. Ain't gonna stop me now. This is the final round. This is the final round. This is the final round. Ain't gonna stop me now. This is the final round.
It was such a good time.
We've been hyping this up all season long.
Literally.
It did not disappoint.
Oh, I think it exceeded the hype.
I think so too.
Yeah.
1000%.
Yeah, there's
Crazy.
so much that we're going to have to get through. So we're going to go ahead and do it a little bit differently. We're just going to go ahead and start listing off studios and all of the incredible numbers that they had, because there's just so much to get through. I guarantee that there's going to be some that just pop off at the top of our heads. So
That we didn't even have written down.
yeah, there's, again, like the talent was absolutely incredible. So first of all, just shout out to all of the studios for coming to our Ultra Battlegrounds this weekend. It was one to remember. You guys really did just level up the competition, and the intensity was there, but also like the incredible support and just overall like appreciation of dance, I feel like was felt this weekend. So let's get into it.
Yes. We're just going to start out with Avi's Dance Project. We always love seeing Avi's Dance Project. I think that they bring hit after hit every season. They don't miss. All the studios that came don't miss, obviously. My favorite, 1080 Missing You.
That was my favorite.
It ended the entire weekend.
So good.
And Missing You is that Robin one.
Yeah.
And that's a bop.
Stunning.
I'm not going to sing it.
No, but I feel like their costumes, like when they come out on stage, it's so captivating already
Yes,
that
it's
they have you
bright.
from the second they walk out on stage, and then it's just from the start to finish, you're in it.
The beginning of that song too, like what a way to end the competition.
I was like, that's such like a feel good, like cool way to end the whole regional season of Ultra. Like that was really cool.
Yeah.
And then they hit that power performance
Yeah.
too. Woohoo!
So good.
Whenever that power performance sound goes off, I was hiding in the back of the audience just taking it all in, and the moment I just get goosebumps every time. You hear that alarm, you hear Jordan on the mic, we have a power performance, and I'm like, in the audience like a little kid.
It's fun. It's like the energy in the room. The second that sound goes off, everyone stops what they're doing. It doesn't matter if you're in the lobby, where you are. Yes. Everyone like runs to the stage to see what's happening. It's so fun. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Their other performance I want to talk about is 948 Roxanne. They got that second overall ultra large 15 to 19. This one also got a power performance. Stunning. I loved this one. This so one good. Was like,
yeah.
Just the contrast between these two numbers, like it's so different. The choreography is so different. The attitude, the feel of the dance is so different, and they were both executed so well. Oh, it was so good. I feel like that's a really popular song this year too. That Roxanne version. That's like so. Oh, it's so
crisp.
Good. Mm-hmm.
Do you guys know what that's from? I keep hearing it. It sounds like it's from a musical or something, or like.
Well, I know the original Roxanne song, but this is like, I don't know where this version is coming from, but
it just like popped up and it's everywhere.
El Roxanne, what is it? El Tango Roxanne. Yeah. So good. So anyway, it was like, what a way to end Battlegrounds.
Yes.
Like for sure. The Missing You was such a great
the video when they get the power performance for Roxanne, and Audrey like throws the skirt down. Like she's so excited, like the jumping up and down, the cheering for each other.
Yeah.
Like, it's so intense. You know that they were fighting for that power performance the entire time, and then they got it. So they're like, yeah,
absolutely. Okay, we're just going to go through and
we're just
keep it rolling.
Going.
Okay, so next up we're going to talk about dance precisions. so much hit our stage from Dance Precisions that like narrowing it down is so difficult. But we got to first talk about Brooklyn Jara. Okay, so this is one of their senior dancers. She received first overall in that 15 to 19. She got a power performance. Like, she was absolutely stunning. Stopped the stage when she got up there. Like, I feel like the night was paused and everyone was just captured by her performance. So like that was Friday night. And then the rest of the weekend, it just kept getting better and better and better and better. The Do Not Grow Old.
Oh yeah, that was so cool.
That was cool. They brought such cool variety to the stage, like things that I have never seen before.
Yeah.
I saw with them when they came on for the 9 to 5 performance. I was expecting Dolly Parton.
Literally, I was
was
like,
not,
jazz.
It was not a jazz working 9 to 5.
No.
It was like literally you're at work at a desk 9 to 5 moment, and I was so like taken aback by it. But I was so encaptured by it. Really, like I was sitting in the audience like the whole time, literally taking it all in.
Yeah, that one got a power performance. The Do Not Grow Old got the power performance. Yeah, I feel like the Dance Precisions choreography this season, they are just executing it so flawlessly. And I kept hearing in their power performances, and it was multiple different judges, they were saying you all committed to telling the story. And it's true. Like, you can't just have that one single dancer who is the focus, rely on them to tell that story. Like every single one of those dancers committed to the bit, and I feel like that's why it worked.
I think especially that style, it's a little quirky, it's a little different, and the movements, it's not like a pretty lyrical where you're like, oh, it's so beautiful. Like it definitely looks like a little funky sometimes. So if you don't commit and you feel weird doing it, then you're like watching it isn't gonna portray the same way, because you're gonna be like, oh, okay, like that style. Like you don't think like, oh, it looks so pretty, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you're not committed, like the movement isn't as cool as it should be, and like as different if you're not committed to it. So yeah, them all committing to it like really makes that style like stick. It's
Absolutely.
so good.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Yeah. I got to chat with them after their first power performance, and they were so fired up. You could tell that was what they were there for.
Yeah.
And then to see them get one later on in the day, because I feel like that's the thing, you guys, the energy starts at 8 a.m. on Sunday. Like it's the whole weekend, but really that Sunday with those ultra competitive groups.
And it was all groups. Like normally on Sundays
day.
we start with some solos, we kind of get into it, and then groups start around noon. No, like 8 a.m. large group. Like
8 a.m. ultra competitive 15-year-old large
Yeah,
group. I
like,
literally looked at the schedule and I was
crazy.
like, all right, I'll be
all right,
there.
we're starting.
Yeah. Like the second act of the day was from Define Dance Space, and they came out with Define Outlaws, and it was this giant hip hop performance, and it was like, oh, we have
8:05
this
in the morning.
energy. Yeah. Like I was like, I'm awake. Okay. Like it was so good. And I feel like that honestly like set the tone for the entire day. Like it was such a hard hitting hip hop, and it was so early in the day, and the whole crowd was into it that they were like, oh, we're just getting started. Like all the groups started getting really, really fired up. You could tell. Yeah, and then I also want to talk about from Define 971 Diamonds. This was their power performance. Okay, so this was like Diamonds Are Forever. It's like that really cool remix hip hop vibe.
Yeah,
and
like Kanye.
it was the
right?
Kanye.
Yeah.
It's from, isn't that from Great Gatsby soundtrack?
I don't know, but it was really cool.
It was so cool. They when they first walked on, you think it's going to be like this classy
like
routine.
very, like,
it's very
jazzy.
like giving Marilyn Monroe, like old Hollywood. And then they go into like these sharp, stiff movements, and it's like they get low and they're hitting like, oh, it's so
Their
good.
visuals were so cool when they were in those 3 tiers, and they're
Yes.
like almost tutting.
Cutting, yeah.
It was so cool.
Yeah, I feel like Raven's choreography is so innovative in the way that it's like she's using these hip hop grooves in her jazz pieces, but like the technique, the legs, like it's so
all
sharp.
still there.
But
Yeah.
it's like you're still getting like low and swaggy with it, but it's like you're still technical, and it's how do you execute both at the same time?
Yeah.
That's such a hard style, especially as a
Yeah.
group. Like soloist,
match,
that's a pretty easy, not easy for a soloist to do, but like to get a whole group to look exactly the same,
that
to
same
execute
level.
that same level of performance. So good. So that power performance was so well deserved. I want to give a shout out to their 2 seniors, Brooklyn Vara and Izzy Perez. These dancers are so strong, and you can tell like when they're in a piece, they're elevating that piece and elevating the dancers on stage. I love when you can tell that there's like someone on stage in a group piece that is like taking everyone to the next level and pushing each other in such like a healthy, competitive way. And I just feel like I'm gonna miss seeing them on our stage, because I always look forward to seeing them in those routines. They're so talented.
Okay, so one of their dances, I actually saw them in their costumes walking down the hallway. I think I was coming back from grabbing a snack, and I literally couldn't miss anything. The Swagoo one.
Yes.
They were in these like diamond costumes with these headpieces that were all sparkly, and I was like, I need to see that dance.
Yeah.
I hope they're going soon. So I literally scurried back to my seat, sat down, and sure enough, they come on stage. And the costumes on stage, first of all, the moment that the lights hit up, I was like, oh.
What did the judge say? He said they're the prettiest disco balls. Or something. Yeah, that was funny.
Like, I feel like if I was a judge, I would have hit power performance immediately,
just
because of the costumes.
Yeah, it was so cool.
And their movement quality was great. And they had the microphones on stage, like those old school ones.
Cool.
Sick. I mean, I loved them before they even hit the stage.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to love the performance just based on the costume.
That got a power performance as well.
Yes, from Jack,
so
right?
good,
Yes.
Oh, he was fired up. I could tell. The moment he popped up so quick to give him that, I was like, yes.
They're so good.
Oh, man. We have Dancers World Production. Chloe Lee with her performance.
Yes.
Her solo. I actually saw it in Redondo Beach a couple weeks prior. She's stunning.
She's great.
She's got that technique, you know, that you can tell that her teachers are really putting in the time and the energy and the focus in on her and all of the dancers there at the studio, because she's got it.
Yeah.
It's just effortless.
Her power performance, they freaked out.
No way.
Oh,
They were
yeah. Oh, yeah. When
screaming.
she got that power performance, like every single person from that studio was like parents, everyone was like, "Wah!" Like everyone had their phones out. Everyone was freaking out. It was so high energy. Like I feel like they were so excited that
She
they
had one
got
of the best reactions I've ever seen too from
Yeah.
a solo. I feel like a solo, since you're up there by yourself, like
It's not like you're going to grab someone and jump up and down.
Like,
You're
they kind of just like, you know, like, oh my God, no,
Yeah, like,
she
what's
was
going on?
jumping
Yeah.
for a good 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Just jumping. And I was like, yes.
Get it, girl.
Yeah, she was great. She deserved that for sure. I also want to chat. I know we covered them last week, but we just got to give a shout out to Gotta Dance Academy.
1000%.
They got that first overall in that production category. Their Wonderland piece.
So good. I saw it at Car Redondo last weekend, and I was like, I can't wait to see this on the Ultra stage.
It
It's
looked
gonna be
even
so good.
more sick
With the
on
LED
Ultra
wall
stage.
and everything.
And all
Yeah.
the lights going around.
Yeah, like that's how you do a production number.
Yeah.
Like the music, the costumes,
good. The props,
Yeah, like the attention to
spinning.
detail
Yeah.
throughout the entire thing. Because I feel like with a production, it's so easy to have it start lagging just because it is a longer
long,
piece
yeah.
and you have to kind of fit in the storytelling and there's so much you have to fit into that number. But I was like engaged the entire time.
Yeah. They
So
did a
good.
production last year, Frozen, and I remember they got a power
Yes.
performance
Yes.
for that
Oh,
one.
yes, they did.
So-
They did.
Yes.
They're really
They
good
do
at
good
putting on those.
production.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They do a
they're
great job.
stunning. And then Tristan Jones got that power performance.
Of
Um,
course.
First
Yeah,
of
they're killing it. I was super excited to see them finally. I haven't seen them the whole season, so I was really excited they joined us.
We're
Yes.
Okay, we got to talk about K2.
Yes.
great. Yeah.
K2
That's the first time I've
Studios.
seen them all season.
Really?
So I like saw social media posts from their studio.
Same.
Like obviously the rumor has it one I saw on social, totally different in person.
Oh my goodness.
I was ready. I made sure I was sat for those performances because I needed to see them.
That's your tagline now.
I was sat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. They're good. Okay, let's talk about them.
Yeah. I mean, where do you even start? I feel like they're 9 to 11.
I was gonna say this was one of my favorite dances all weekend. I was sitting in the front just like thinking like these kids are like 9 years old. That's crazy. This was like 9:47 Red Run Colds. Yeah, large group 9 to 11. Absolutely crazy. Power performance as well. It's just crazy. Just the things they're doing at that age, and all of them.
Yeah.
Like they'll do a group like head spring, headstand, like just the crazy things they do. Everybody. It's not just the one soloist popping out and doing their like really cool trick. It's the whole group doing it together. And it's absolutely crazy. The like fierceness too. Like I don't understand how you get kids that young to understand how to like hit that hard. Like
Yeah, they had like the intention when they hit the stage.
Yes.
Like you can tell their training is there. And so when they hit the stage, it's like almost like their training goes out the window and they're just dialed in. Like they don't have to think about what they're doing.
The muscle memory is so strong that they can like attack and worry about the performance, and like they're like the focus and tune in. They don't have to think like, okay, I need to point my feet. Right. And I need to like move through this transition. Like it's already ingrained in them that they can just like perform and just go hard. It's so good.
Yeah, because I feel like, I mean, you're used to seeing that kind of attack from a senior group.
Right.
Like that energy, that level of intensity. I was so impressed with them. But
they even had 8 and under groups that were like giving that attack. Like, it's crazy. Absolutely insane.
They also had their senior groups, which were obviously insane as well. The false confidence routine.
I loved this.
I loved this routine. I feel like that's a style that I feel like they do so well. I mean, obviously they're so good at the attack. They're so good at all of that. But when they just come out and they hit a contemporary in this way, and it's like, we're at Ultra, we're at Battlegrounds. I feel like we're seeing a ton of crazy costumes also. So when they come out on stage in a costume, that's like, we're here to dance. And we're like, this is a performance. Yeah. This is art. You almost pay attention more than when a giant prop comes on and it's like this whole spectacle. It's like when this group of kids walks on and they're like, in this contemporary routine, it's gonna.
It got me when like the breakdown happens and they're all like, I'm like, oh. Yes. Becca was like, I was feeling feelings. Like Becca was like, that one got me. Our backstage coordinator, she was like, that one got me. Everyone was like, that was making me feel emotions. Like everybody. It was so good.
Yeah. Okay. So they also had this group routine that I personally really, really enjoyed. I feel like with their training there, like I said, I feel like they're doing a ton of intensives. They're doing a ton of master classes. Like they're really starting to get into pushing their dancers at a younger age. And I feel like Act 999 Face.
That's that 8 and under. I was saying,
the 8 and under. What? I wanted to give them a shout out because that's such a mature piece for that age group. Like it's very Phantom of the Opera. They have the masks on, but like to execute that at 8 and under, like that is a senior showcase piece as far as I'm concerned. 8
and under, Studio X, OCPAA, all those 8 and under groups. I was like, you're kidding, these are babies. Yeah, they're so good.
Like even their dragon routine was beast. Like I really liked that routine, and that was their 9 to 11. But that's what I'm saying. Like it's every age they're hitting that technique. They're hitting the mature choreography. Like they're pushing their dancers, and you can tell it's paying off. I was super impressed. I was really excited that they were there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, let's move on to OCPAA, Orange County Performing Arts Academy. Okay, this one I have to say was one of my favorites. I saw it and I was like, this is a crazy concept that I've never seen before. This was 1065 Shot Me Down.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was cool.
I had seen a piece of this on social media.
No way.
So like I hadn't seen the full dance, but I had seen like them with the jackets and like the choreography, and I had seen the concept. So then when they rolled them out on, I didn't put it together though, that it was OCPA and that they were going to be here. So they rolled those out. I was like, no way. I was like, I get to see this. And oh my God, it was so cool. Yeah. The whole time I was thinking, how is the jacket not falling off the hanger?
I think
like I want to know how it's like attached in there, because their whole body was on the weight of the jacket. Like they would pick their feet up and they wouldn't be holding onto the bar, just their arms would be in the jacket and their whole body weight would be in the jacket. So like that hanger has to like, I don't know how, I want to know how it's attached.
Yeah.
Like that's so cool.
No, that was
really such
sick.
A cool concept.
Like I want to know, like I want to get inside their brains to like see how they figured that concept out.
And like
the cleaning that would have to take too, because it's so like, how many times do you see a costume change happening on stage and it's like their arm gets stuck and then they're like struggling?
It's like when they get into the jacket and take their arms back out.
I was so nervous the whole time.
Someone was going to get caught.
Someone getting caught or like the rack like tipping or like rolling the wrong, because sometimes they're standing on the rack. So I was like, what if it just rolls the wrong angle or like anything? Like the whole time I was like, so many things could go wrong.
So
like,
essentially we need a breakdown. We need to know how you thought of that, how it was executed.
And that was only 12 to 14.
Yeah.
To be able to clean and execute a routine like that has so many risks. Absolutely crazy.
Sick.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they had a lot of good. I mean, their groups are
Yes.
insane. But like Act 939X's,
I loved
this one.
eating.
Yeah.
All the way eating.
Their costumes were
Oh my
good.
gosh.
Yeah.
I saw it on the schedule and I was like, there's no way it's this song. There's no way. This
And
song
then
is
it was.
new.
Yeah.
And then it was, and I was like, oh, yes. I was
Yeah.
so excited.
Yeah, that
Oh,
one was super
so
good.
good.
And then also their club OC was literally 1 million dancers on stage. Like
It was so
the
lit.
energy.
It was a
that
club. It was literally a club.
I think that's
It
the
was
biggest number
so
we've ever
good.
had on our Ultra stage.
and every group served and then they would have like the seniors, and then little babies would come out, and they would still have the same energy and like execution
Yeah.
from the 7-year-olds to the 18-year-olds. Like absolutely crazy.
Yeah. We did have Jasmine Cison there. She received 2nd overall for her performance, The Flowers. She also got a power performance.
Beautiful. Stunning.
This was, I mean, you guys, that Friday evening Ultra senior segment was
Could do a whole episode on just that.
Yep.
literally, it was, I think it was like 100,
101, I think, or something
101
like that.
acts, all 15 to 19, all kids that are so talented that typically win all of their
I was gonna
competitions
say,
they go to.
Every solo I saw, I was like, this could win any competition.
Yeah.
It was so, and the scores too. Everyone was scoring in like the 293s, 294s, 295s. I was like, at any other competition, like, this is your winner. You know?
Exactly.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was really cool to see. She was stunning, deserved that power performance. And I just feel like Orange County, they're so solid.
So
You know what I mean?
solid.
Every single year, you know what to expect. They deliver every single year.
Yeah.
They keep getting better and better. They keep getting better younger and younger.
Younger and
Like it's just, I feel like they're
crazy.
always one to look out
So
for
good.
sure.
Yeah, so good. Oh, amazing.
We're like getting out of breath because
I
they're
know.
so.
It's just
That's
so
like
good.
me when I trip over my sentences.
Winded. It's so good.
Okay, we do want to give a quick shout out to this amazing duet. I remember this same duo was at Battlegrounds last year with a different duet. They did Vampire. This is from Peace, Love, and Dance. They got 3rd overall, and this piece I feel like is so ultra. If that makes
So
sense,
ultra,
you know what I
so-
mean?
yeah.
Like the intensity,
So
the
innovative, so
lifts,
cool.
the concept, like
The attack, both of them, like both of their solos too were absolutely insane, separate. So then when those two come together, I think they just have so much attack and so much energy. And yeah, they're so good. The things they're doing, I have this one clip of him, and he like literally launches her over his head.
Yeah.
And she's like full straight legs in the air.
yeah,
Like,
and then
she's-
just drops and then
then
goes
just,
into
like,
her
boop.
choreo like
Yeah.
it's no big deal. I'm like,
Casual.
yeah.
Yes, and the way he's just like flipping her over his head and like just so casual. Like he doesn't look like he's struggling a bit. Like he does it so quickly, so fluid that it's crazy to have that type of like partnering.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Absolutely. Okay, we're also going to quickly go over Profusion talent. You guys, I don't think I've ever seen Profusion talent at a show. I've heard of them, but I haven't seen their performances. I love what they are doing with those younger kids. I feel like they're so good at the high energy, great concepts, like great costumes. It's just, I feel like the perfect place for like these younger kids to get a really solid foundation. The one I want to give a shout out to is 749 Despicable Me.
So cute.
So cute. This received 1st overall in that competitive plus large group 7 to 8. So again, like these are 7 to 8 year olds. Their little main Gru character named Remington. He is so cute. He also had a little duet where they did Riding Hood, and that got 1st overall.
Yes.
So yeah, I just think they're doing an awesome job, and I think what I love to see is taking advantage of when these kids are younger and developing like how to become a character on stage, because I feel like that's something that studios sometimes don't focus on until it's like older and you have a contemporary or a lyrical, and it's like dig into this emotion, and it's like they don't really know how to tap into it sometimes. But starting this young with like a character, and this is what you're committed to on stage, and staying in character the whole time, like they're doing a really good job with it. And my favorite thing was the entire weekend, every time I would turn around, Allie was just in the back like yes, yes, yes. Yeah, like she's just one of those teachers where
Yeah.
it's like you can feel her energy, and the kids are always like looking for her on stage just to like elevate that performance.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to Profusion. It was awesome, and I loved watching your kids, and I feel like they're gonna get so good just with the positivity that you're giving them, and then the overall training. So awesome job. And that was their first time at Ultra ever.
No way.
Yeah, I think it was their first time ever. And so like starting with Battlegrounds is crazy. So they did an awesome job. We were so excited to have them. The next studio we have to talk about is Signature Dance Academy. Okay, we know they are so talented when it comes to those seniors. I was excited to see all of these younger kids really, really stepping it up this weekend. In that competitive plus level, in that small group 7 to 8, they got first overall for Footprints in the Sand.
Okay.
And I feel like this just goes to show the training that they are doing there. Like these baby 7 to 8 year olds, when they're rolling, their feet are pointed.
Yeah,
when
are.
they're doing a lift, those arms are so straight. You know that they are like paying attention to those details. And that's why at such a young age, they are able to execute these beautiful routines. And I wanted to give a shout out to one of their younger dancers who received that first overall, Miss Abby. She got that first overall for her stunning performance to Last Thing I'll Ever Need. And what I love about Abby is I feel like she's so good at executing the lyrical and taking up every single moment of her choreography. And I feel like that's really what you see in those lyrical pieces from Signature is like the softness, but it's like you're taking the breath all the way to the end and then you're bringing it back. And I feel like these babies that are getting that down at such a young age is why she's getting that first overall performance and why they're winning these younger levels is because they're executing such mature choreography when it comes to lyrical, but it's not just like pretty. It's like I'm telling a story, but more importantly, have the technique to back it up. So anyway, I just wanted to give a shout out to them. They did get, a couple of those older kids getting that recognition as well. But I feel like those younger babies are really something to look out for. So anyway, I just wanted to give a shout out to those younger kids. You guys are awesome. You guys have amazing role models to look up to in that senior category.
Yeah.
So I feel like these seniors are really setting the bar for these younger kids that are coming up at Signature. So awesome job to you guys. Always love having you.
All right, we're moving ahead with Studio X Dance Complex.
More amazing babies. Like
Wow.
what's in the water?
Wow.
They're little.
Yeah.
Were they the ones that did the Britney one with the red costumes? Yes. The Britney super line? It's not a super line at Ultra though.
Oh, mega
Mega?
group.
Mega group. They did do that. I did see it. It was a sick mix of Britney.
Yeah.
I was sitting in the audience
Yes.
like, who made this mix?
Yes, in the red.
In the red.
Like, spandexy looking.
Yeah, it
almost.
was
Yeah.
giving Britney Spears to a
Yes.
T. And I was obsessed. The one
Wow.
photo that was posted on social media of that little girl and she's
Mila?
like hitting
Oh,
that
she's
leg.
so good.
I was like, excuse
You
me?
guys. Her solo went. It's called Cute. Oh my gosh. And it's that Rosalia song. It
And
has
was
all
it
those,
cute?
It's no
It's
fierce.
fierce.
Oh.
It's
Not
like it's
cute,
that song where she's
fierce.
like, keep it cute. And it's like like it has all those basses. Have you heard
Oh,
that one?
sick. No.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so good. And her facial, she's like her face.
Yeah.
Her facials eat. And then she has that crazy, those legs, that technique, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that one photo after they did that performance and I was like, how
Yeah.
did you do that?
Yeah. Yeah, their
She's
younger kids are so
wild.
good. Even their little Madison Luckman, she got a power performance and first overall, 6 and under.
I'm sorry. what?
For Holly Rock, and it was so cute. She's like this little blonde. She came
I
out.
saw
You know who
her.
I'm talking about?
She was at
Was she-
Redondo.
I saw
Yes.
Megan like on stage talking to a little one and I think it was her and she had to like get down on her knees to talk
Yeah.
to her and she was literally so cute.
Yeah, she's tiny, but she is super mighty. And like she came out, and I think it was like the third dance of the day. So it was like early morning, 8:08 a.m.
Yeah.
And she came out to Holly Rock and was
She's
just like,
so
Holly
good.
Rock, like literally so much energy that Alex was like, I have to give my power performance because you literally woke me up this morning.
Yeah.
And I feel like all of their dancers are like that. Like they're so
Crazy.
good at like the attack, but like it's still sharp and
They
clean.
just have so much maturity. Like I was talking to this about I was talking about this with another dancer on the team, and we were just saying, like, to be that young and understand, like, not just like, okay, you're clean and you're pointing your feet, but like the textures and like when all of their heads just like snap at the same time with like the same intensity, and they're so young. And that's like act 1004, The Dance. This is ultra competitive 9 to 11 small group. This got first overall. I don't know if you guys saw this one.
Stunning. It got a power performance.
Yes.
I was there covering when it got the power performance.
They had these black chairs as a
Yes.
prop. And first, like 9 to 11 chair prop, like that's hard. Sometimes chairs fall over, they close. Like that's already risky and difficult. But yeah, just their textures and their quality of movement at such a young age is absolutely crazy. And then they have the crazy legs, the crazy, all the other feet too. I don't know how everyone's foot is a croissant.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that group, oh wow. Insane.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know what is in the water over there. Like that's what the joke was the whole weekend with our staff. We were like, what is in the water at Studio X? Because these babies are insane, and I feel like even musicality too. Like they're just
it's like
something is clicking in their brains that I feel like sometimes doesn't click
so
until
mature.
like 11 years old.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to
and
explain
they're like
it.
9.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the maturity and the understanding.
Yeah, 1000%.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, and then obviously got to shout out Chloe Tyler.
Yeah, she's
stunning
so good.
performance. Her turns,
She's
like I
she's
swear
so
every
so
time I'm like
easy.
she's still going. Like I really loved that first performance solo that she did.
Vidlick one.
Yes.
The black-
Yes.
So good.
Yes.
It
So
was
good.
so good.
loved that.
And she came off stage so like excited about her performance too, to go and get ready for her next one. I was like, hey
Yeah.
girl.
And then Aurora as well. She won
Yes.
first overall in the ultra competitive 12 to 14 solo division.
Wow.
For Ghost.
She was stunning. Wow, that was like very ballet contemporary, and she was just so beautiful. Like, wow. At one moment, she literally goes into like a chin stand, like windmill back split, like crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Wow.
Just,
Yeah.
her control, and she's so beautiful.
Yeah, I feel like they can do the tricks and they throw it in so flawlessly. And
but then they have so much style
Yeah.
too. It's so cool.
Yeah.
I love seeing it.
Yeah, they killed it. Okay, last studio we're going to cover is the Talent Planet. This was also their first time attending an Ultra. So like
They killed.
there's a couple studios that it was their first time,
Yeah.
and I'm like, that is so intimidating
Jumping
to
into
walk
the deep
into the
end, yeah.
battlegrounds. Like it's essentially a finals.
Yeah.
But they were so awesome. First we got to talk about Skyly Varner.
I loved this solo. She is
She's-
so good.
She's stunning.
I could watch her dance all day. Like there is just some dancers who have
Wow.
it's like her own style. Like she is so herself and like authentically just dancing on stage, and you can tell she's giving it 150%. You can tell that she's training, like her lines, her turns.
her legs too.
Like
she's just so solid. She's so good. She's so powerful. And yeah, wow. Her solo was one of my favorites
Yeah.
that night too. Like she was so
I do
good.
remember you saying that. You're
I
like,
was like,
did you see her?
see her? Like,
Yeah.
because I was like doing something and I look up and I was like, this girl is so good. And I was like, oh my God, it's Skyly. Like, I was like, oh my God, she looks so good. Like, yeah, absolutely insane. I feel like she's such a silent killer too.
1000%.
Yes.
Like you don't really hear her talk, and she kind of just like
She
hangs
keeps to
out,
herself.
keeps to herself,
She's
and then she goes on stage and she's like
powerful.
stunning, and you're like, where do you come from?
Yeah. I feel like she's the kind of dancer too that's like so strong
Yeah.
that it's like she dances not in slow motion, but like you can see that
Yes.
she's resisting
Uh-huh.
the entire time, and I feel like that's why it's so mesmerizing. Like she's swift with her movements, but like there's always a resistance to it, and like that's muscle. Like
Yeah.
that's how she's
Yeah.
doing all of that. Like she's, you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not like she's just throwing things away. There's always like a shoo, shoo,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I could watch her
She's
dance all day. She's so good.
beautiful. Yeah.
And then their senior group ended up getting a power performance for "You Hold My Heart" on Sunday evening. This one was choreographed by Zach Falk, and I saw them rehearsing it, and it was like a five girls
Yeah.
in dresses, and I feel like
Gorge,
I knew
yeah.
it was gonna be good. You know what I mean? Like just watching them rehearse in the corner, I was like, okay, I'm gonna make sure that I
Gotta
see
check
this
that
one.
one out.
Yeah, and it did not disappoint. They got that power performance, and they were so fired up. You could tell. Like I always love seeing a studio get their very first power performance at at an Ultra show, because it's just like the adrenaline, and then you can tell it like pumps them up for the rest of the day too.
Yep.
So yeah, like Talent Planet was there and they did an awesome job. They had that other blue number that was really cool.
That was really cool.
And they had that My Sharona one, and I liked that one
Yeah,
too. And
that was a
like
good one
black
too.
leather.
I feel like such a cool versatility in that studio, like with their groups and everything too.
For sure.
They were
Super
cool.
tight. Yeah.
Oh man, there was so many. I mean, we can't go for a million years, but like there was an insane amount. I know we're going to be posting stuff, even in the off season. So if there was something that we did not cover, make sure you guys let us know. Because again, it was really like the battle, and we were hearing from multiple different studios. Like we feel like this is harder than our nationals that we're attending. Like, and it was also, I think, it kind of like lit a fire under everyone too. Of like, okay, like these are the scores we're getting, and this is where we're kind of landing. Like these are the numbers that we're really going to focus on cleaning or whatever, or like these are our winning numbers. We know we've got it in the bag. Like it's just interesting to see. It was awesome. It was such an entertaining weekend for sure. So thank you to everyone who came out.
All right, you guys. New this year, the Playback Podcast is announcing the Supercharged performances of the year for the 2024 Ultra Tour. This year, there was so much talent that we're awarding even more cash prizes and being extra generous. So please listen carefully. In the competitive level, earning $3,000 from San Jose, DNA Dance Collective with their group Invisible Battles, scoring for a 281.2. Congratulations.
All right. Moving into your competitive plus level, earning $5,000. This comes to us from Redondo Beach, JDI Dance Company. This was a solo titled Jenny of Old Stone, and this dancer scored a 296.3. Wow. Absolutely crazy.
Okay, and lastly, in our ultra competitive level, as we mentioned, you guys were outstanding with your talent. We just had to give away even more. So each of these performances will be receiving $5,000, starting in the solo category. From Dance Precision's Ode to Divorce, this is Brooklyn Jara scoring a 298.4, and that was this weekend at Battlegrounds.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So the whole season, she ended out with that 298.4. Incredible job. Moving into the small groups in that ultra competitive. From Redondo Beach, this is act My Own Hero from Cutting Edge Dance Center with the score of 298.
Wonderful.
And that was at the beginning of the season. So all
Held
season
on
long,
to
we were
that.
watching like who was going to beat that 298. It was stunning. This group routine was absolutely beautiful. So awesome job winning that $5,000. Moving into those large groups from Columbus. This is representing Z Company. This dance was called Creep with a score of 298. So we had a tie.
Dang.
We had two groups this season receiving that 298.
Amazing.
And last but certainly not least, in our mega group from Columbus, this is And All That Jazz from Elite Dance Academy, scoring a 295.8. So that is our ultra competitive highest scores. And now, with the highest score of the entire season, that award and honor is awarded to Brooklyn Jara from Dance Precisions with her solo performance Ode to Divorce. And that was this weekend at Battlegrounds, scoring that 298.4.
Insane.
Wow.
I mean, I saw that performance and the second she took that stage, it was something special.
Yeah.
I feel like she was the perfect epitome of what we represent at Ultra. With the technique was there, but she was an artist
artistry,
on that stage. The storytelling, the textures, the
Power,
everything about that performance was professional. So anyway, that 298.4 was well deserved. Congratulations to Brooklyn, congratulations to Dance Precisions, and congratulations to all of our incredible studios and performances on receiving the highest scores of the season in that competitive plus, and ultra competitive level. We had an incredible season at Ultra, and we cannot wait to continue next season. As you guys know, we have obviously the next few months off, but the content will not stop. So make sure you're following us at Ultra Dance Store, at Playback Podcast to see all of the things. And as always, we appreciate the support for watching. We'll see you next time.